We're at the end of week 14 and we just keep shining bright despite Vucic, Radojcic, and all the other violent terrorists who want to harm us because they just can't let go of the past. Meanwhile, we have plenty of good news from our own country and from countries who support us, such as Sweden and Japan, and we're attracting more and more tourists to our beautiful country. Let's get into it. According to the 2024 Democracy Report by Swedish VDEM Institute, we're one of the few democracies showing progress, and we have been upgraded to an electoral democracy. We're also the most democratic country in the Western Balkans and featured as a top place to visit in Condé Nast Traveler, who says we're a tiny nation that gives a masterclass in preserving culture. We're also featured in National Geographic as well. A big thank you to Admirimi for these updates. I love all of these amazing news for us, especially the news that we may soon be a member of the Council of Europe. But somebody's being a little hater. Vucic, who agreed to stop meddling in our business, has now been trying to put together a team to fight Kosovo's membership in the Council of Europe. He has chosen none other than Milosevic's spokesperson to co-chair this team, Ivica Dacia. I guess the genocide team is back together because, in case you forgot, Vucic himself was Milosevic's minister of propaganda. The whole entire government has something to do with Milosevic. How is the EU reacting to this? Well, by showing weakness, and the Balkans will probably pay the price for this again. As expected, EU spokesperson refuses to say that Vucic violated the very clear-cut agreement between Kosovo and Serbia by lobbying against our membership in the Council of Europe. It's in Article 4. Instead, he states that issues related to the membership in the COE belong to COE members. Excuse me, are they just hiring anybody these days? In other great news, the registration of the population, household economies, and housing will be conducted in Kosovo from April 5th to May 17th. This is both to register all citizens of Kosovo, which we finally need to get going with that, but also to register war damages. All citizens will be able to declare, among other things, the damages caused to them by the war during the years 1998-99. The information will be used for comparative analysis and to create a map of areas in Kosovo with the most damages or crimes, aiding in the collection of documents that prove war crimes. Bad news for Serbia. In more bad news for Serbia, Radojcic, who's sponsored by them, is losing all of the wealth he has accumulated from running illegal drug and crypto labs in the north of Kosovo, among many other things, back when our cops were not allowed to raid them because it would be considered harassment of the Serb minority. Great trick, great story. While he was claiming that Serbs are being harassed, he made a ton of money. Just look at the villas he used to own. This is just one of them. This terrorist pretended to be a politician while stirring up trouble and getting Serbs from Serbia to come in and attack NATO and our police as well, because he didn't want any interference with his activities, or let's just say it very clearly, he didn't want laws to exist in this part of our country. But there are laws in Kosovo and all citizens have to follow them, and he finally got caught red-handed during his last terror attack in September, where he killed an Albanian police officer, and now he can't come back to Kosovo without ending up in jail for life. I'm sure he considers this a human rights violation as well. He was really good at playing people, though. He got Serbs all over the internet, who are mainly people who have never been to Kosovo, who scream about how this country belongs to them, to believe that our police were harassing a minority and violating their human rights. But in reality, things are very peaceful here, and Serbs and Albanians coexist peacefully. There's never any trouble. To be honest, I've even met quite a few Serbs in Kosovo who have told me they would never live in Serbia because they prefer living freely in a democracy. That's also why they don't move to Serbia. Most sane people are tired of politicians making money off stirring up trouble for their own pockets to be filled. And also, if you live here, you know that in reality, a lot of our budget actually goes to the Serb minority, who have some of the best minority rights in the world. Although they only make up around 2 or 3% of the population, we'll find out soon enough, they haven't even paid taxes or electricity since 2008. That's something they will have to do from now on. So I don't know if this is a human rights abuse, but now they can also have new elections because they couldn't vote the last time, all thanks to Radojcic and Vucic, obviously. Now that him and his minions are gone, I hope that all citizens of Kosovo can enjoy living freely in a democracy. And I hope they vote this time. There's a lot of progress, though, because this week also marked the first time that a Kosovo prime minister has visited a municipality building in the north. Albin Kurti, together with our Minister of Internal Affairs and our Minister of Local Government Administration, visited all 4 municipalities in the north of our country and inaugurated the tombstone of our hero, Enver Zumeri. There were no problems. That's probably because our leaders are for all citizens, contrary to Serbia, where Albanians actually do not have any equal rights whatsoever. I've made a table on the differences right here just for your convenience. Meanwhile, we just allocated 4 million euros for subsidizing the construction of houses for members of minority communities in these exact municipalities, where the majority are Serbs. In regards to the whole issue of euro being the only currency in Kosova because all countries only use one currency, we had another meeting this week. In the latest dialogue process meeting, Deputy Prime Minister Bislime represented us, focusing on resolving the issue of Serbia's financial support to its community in Kosova, because so far they've been sending in bags of dinar, which we can't verify where that came from. We've been playing by the rules, we've tried to offer solutions, and the EU's proposal also seemed a bit promising, but Serbia is being very stubborn, refusing to budge, and is still pushing for the illegal Postanska Banka. Surprise, surprise. Despite the EU's attempt to steer them in the right direction, Serbia is dragging their feet and asking for more time. So we're gearing up for another meeting in Brussels in a couple of weeks, and fingers crossed for some positive developments with Serbia for once. And now to even more happy news, our Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs paid a visit to our partner Japan on the 15th anniversary of our diplomatic relations. Here we discussed how to further cooperate, and Japan's foreign minister noted that they want to continue to invest in Kosova. Those who know me personally know how much me and my family love Japan, so that's also why I'm so excited. But overall, this is great news because they are a strong partner to have, as Japan is without a doubt one of the most advanced countries in the world. That's it from me today. Remember to click the follow button and engage with this post if you want to keep up with the news in a few minutes once a week. Post on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, also Facebook, so keep up wherever you prefer. Bye. Miropavše.